about you, but I find writing is a good form of therapy. If I'm depressed or anxious or bored or life is going nowhere or whatever it is that has got me down, a nice bit of writing, especially sitting in the backyard on a lovely sunny day, writing a book or a script. Especially me, because I write comedy, so I'm thinking of jokes and then I'm laughing at the jokes, and laughing at jokes makes me feel better. So while I keep coming up with things to write, I used to write short stories, then I wrote music. And then I started writing films and books and television and documentaries.
So tune in next week. It's your final chance to learn the secret of how to attain 15 meters of fame.
So I've written lots of stuff. So I suppose the creative process itself is a nice form of therapy. Just the simple fact that if I keep writing, I think, well, after I'm dead, I can pass this on to the rest of the world. Hey, hold this shirt. Thanks. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My girlfriend wants to have children. She wants to have several children, in fact. So there's something I can pass on to my children.
I don't just love you, I live you. If there was anything that I could give you, it would be.
You know, why am I here? What is life for? What is the purpose and everything? So if you create something, as I like to say, if you give your life meaning, you'll have a reason to live. So I find that being creative gives my life meaning. I've got one book, and 5.5 people have bought a copy of my book, so it's certainly not going anywhere at the moment. But it has the potential, and if I keep writing, then there are more books out there that have the potential. And because I write them as scripts first, and then I turn them into books, then there are all these movies and TV series and sitcoms and documentaries. All this stuff is out there, and I might get to finish it. Or my children might finish it. I don't know. I mean, look at William Shakespeare. He's been dead a long time and he's still very popular. So, if you're feeling a bit down, then just be a bit creative. You can write, you can paint, you can sculpt, you can finger paint if you feel the urge, if you let your imagination run wild, especially if you're writing books about alien spaceships or spaceships flying to alien planets. That's certainly not something you encounter every day. Come up with all sorts of situations and imagine how you would solve that situation. So it's all about imagining and creating. And for me, imagining and creating is a good way to counter negative thoughts, depression, anxiety, a feeling that you're going nowhere.
You don't need to see my identification.
I don't need to see your identification.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These are not the droids I'm looking for.
I can go about my business.
You can go about your business.
Move along.
Move along. Move along.
Good.
What happened to my father?
Darth Vader betrayed and murdered your father.
Damn him. I shall have my revenge.
Yes.
I mean, even if you are going nowhere, at least you could keep writing. When you think of all the writers who had a huge hit and then they just dried up and they could never think of anything else. And here you are, you've got this huge stack of stuff And as John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin said, it's not a case of making it as fast as you can, it's a case of making it fast while you can. So if suddenly you're the flavour of the month and you've got all this stuff and you put it out there and you can keep being the flavour of the month, if not the aftertaste of the moment, whatever. Ralph and Samantha disentangled themselves from the encounter and found themselves looking into each other's eyes. They obviously both liked what they saw, and a smile of romantic yearning washed across both their faces to confirm this to all and sundry in the vicinity. As long as you've got something there, people say, well, what are you going to do now? Oh, I can't think of anything. And the stress of being famous is giving me mental block. So fortunately, don't have to worry about the stress of being famous at the moment, and so I can just concentrate on being creative.
If you want some answers, that's up for the questions. Who knows what they mean when they say 42?
Simon and his sarcastic shadow. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Simon and his sarcastic shadow. Well, quite a pair. Oh, shut up!
Every time I write something, I think, oh well, possibly that will be a huge hit in the future and could even rival William Shakespeare. Take that, Shakespeare!
What is love for if it's not to give away? What does love do if it doesn't do what you want?
So we shall see. I shall go back to being creative. Alright, back to work.